NATO's show of force, military drills near Russia's borders. The North Atlantic Treaty Organization, NATO, has recently conducted a series of military exercises close to Russia's borders in the Baltic region. The maneuvers, known as the Allied Sky and Saber Strike, involved troops from 19 NATO countries and were aimed at demonstrating the alliance's commitment to defending its members against potential threats. However, these exercises have been met with criticism from Russia, which saw them as a provocation and a threat to its national security. This article analyzes the reasons behind NATO's military drills near Russia's borders and assesses the potential impact on the security situation in the region. NATO has argued that its military exercises near Russia's borders are purely defensive in nature and do not pose a threat to Moscow. The alliance has emphasized that these maneuvers are part of its regular training and readiness activities aimed at enhancing its ability to respond to different security challenges, including those from the east. Furthermore, NATO has underlined that these exercises are conducted in accordance with international law and procedures and are transparent, with observers from various countries invited to monitor them. However, Russia sees these maneuvers as part of NATO's strategy of encirclement and containment, aimed at weakening its position and limiting its influence in the region. Moscow has long been suspicious of NATO's expansion towards its borders, especially after the alliance admitted new members from the former Soviet Union and Warsaw Pact countries in the past decade. Russia is concerned that NATO's military presence in the Baltic region poses a threat to its national security and sovereignty. Moreover, Moscow sees NATO's military drills as a pretext for deploying more troops and equipment in the region, which could lead to a further escalation of tensions. The recent military exercises near Russia's borders have raised concerns about the potential for a military confrontation between NATO and Russia. While NATO insists that its maneuvers are defensive and non-threatening, Moscow sees them as a direct challenge to its security and interests. The risk of a miscalculation or misunderstanding between the two sides cannot be ruled out, especially given the lack of trust and communication between them. Furthermore, the presence of various actors in the region, such as the United States, the European Union, and Russia, with different priorities and agendas, adds another layer of complexity to the security situation in the Baltic area. The recent developments have underscored the need for dialogue and confidence-building measures between NATO and Russia to reduce tensions and avoid any possible military confrontation. While there have been some attempts to engage in such talks, including the NATO-Russia Council, there are still significant differences between the two sides that need to be addressed. As long as there is a lack of trust and mutual respect, any efforts to establish cooperation and collaboration between NATO and Russia will be limited. Moreover, the recent military exercises have also highlighted the importance of regional security architecture in the Baltic area. The region is of strategic importance for both NATO and Russia, and any security arrangements should take into account the interests and concerns of both sides. Furthermore, the security situation in the Baltic region should not be viewed solely in terms of military capabilities and defense postures, but should also address the broader political and economic challenges facing the region. In this context, it is essential that NATO and Russia engage in a constructive dialogue to address their concerns and identify areas of common interest. This would require a willingness to compromise and a recognition of each other's legitimate security interests. Furthermore, it is important to involve the Baltic states and other regional actors in the dialogue process to ensure their concerns and perspectives are taken into account. Overall, the recent military exercises near Russia's borders have once again highlighted the challenge of managing security tensions in the Baltic area. While NATO has emphasized its defensive posture, Moscow sees these maneuvers as a direct challenge to its security interests. The risk of a military confrontation cannot be ruled out, and it is essential that NATO and Russia engage in a constructive dialogue to reduce tensions and promote regional stability. Furthermore, any security arrangements in the region should take into account the interests and concerns of all regional actors, including the Baltic states, and address the broader political and economic challenges facing the area.